Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Boggs fan. They say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, which, by the way, has been attributed to Albert Einstein, although there's no real proof that he actually said that. Regardless, today's video, I want to talk about some insanity that I've been observing on eBay for quite some time now. And no, I'm not talking about what cars are selling for. This is something that I've been noticing again pre-pandemic, pre-bubble. In fact, since February or March of this year, there's been a softening of sports card prices in general across the board. Now, what I want to talk about are the sellers listing cards on eBay and scratching my head and trying to figure out what they're thinking. If you're like me, I have multiple saved searches on eBay. I probably have more than 150 saved searches that on a daily basis I check to see what the new listings are for a particular search, whether it be a Wade Boggs card, a type of card, vintage, you name it, whatever your search criteria are. And I've been noticing, the more I think about it, again, this isn't just recent. I think this has been even pre-pandemic, but it's just caught my attention recently. I thought I'd do a video on it, that I'll go and see a listing, and the listing either has an initial bid for an auction or a buy it now way above comps. Sometimes 50%, 100% over what those cards are currently selling for. Okay, so I'll look at that price and go, wait, that's way too high. So I pass it, no problem. Then come 4, 7, 9 days, depending on the listing, I'm looking again, and I see the same card relisted. Same price, either initial bid price or buy it now price with no best offer. Same card, same price, because it didn't sell the first time. And again, I swipe on buy. Another 4, 7, 9 days goes by, I see the card again. Same price. And again, I've seen some cards listed 4, 5, 6 times. I can tell because of the picture. And they don't change the price. Now, to me, if I put a card on eBay, the intent is I want to sell that card. Okay. Now, I think there may be some people out there, I think it's maybe a small percentage, that they have a card, they may not particularly want or have to sell it, but their thought is, hey, if someone pays me some ridiculous amount for it, sure, I'll sell it for that price, no problem. They throw it on eBay. I don't think it's that hard to list a card on eBay, and I think if it doesn't sell, maybe eBay doesn't even charge a fee. I don't know. And they throw it out there, and hey, if it doesn't sell, they'll relist it again. If it doesn't sell, they'll relist it again. I don't think that that's what I'm observing. Again, I'm sure there's some of you out there or some sellers out there that do that. And again, that's okay. But I think the majority of cards, at least that I've seen, these are sellers that have multiple listings. It's not just, oh, I have this one Wade Boggs card, it's a duplicate, I'd love to keep it, but if someone will give me $300 for it, sure. So I'll throw it up on eBay, and that may be the only card I have listed. All right. That's clearly a case where, yeah, someone wants to throw ridiculous money at it, I'll sell it. All right. But these, again, are sellers that have multiple listings at a time. So my thought process is they have these cards on eBay and they want to sell them. So again, my thought process, and again, I'm sort of doing this to get your feedback as well, especially those of you who sell on eBay. Let me know in the comments, where my thought process is going wrong or something that I didn't think of. But if I list a card for $100 and I say, I think this card's worth $100 and it doesn't sell, to me, that says, okay, well, maybe it didn't get, the right people looking at it, or, maybe at a certain time, it just didn't want to sell. Okay, maybe I'll go one more time at the same price. Or if it's a buy it now, maybe I'll add a best offer, okay? But if the second time that card doesn't sell at $100, to me, I start thinking, okay, I have the card overpriced. Okay, if I want to sell it, I'm above the market. All right, I'm above what that card normally sells for. So I may reduce the card 5%, 10%. Okay, list it again. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think if you have an item on eBay that doesn't sell, they actually suggest that you reduce the price slightly to try to sell it. But anyway, I'm not sure if they do that or not. But my thinking is, all right, it didn't sell the second time at $100. So I'm going to reduce it to $95 or $90. Okay? Throw it up on eBay. If it still doesn't sell, to me, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm still overpriced. One, maybe I'm not doing my research and looking at comps, and maybe based on the card, there aren't some direct comps, and maybe I have to, do a little bit more research. Okay, what is this card or a card similar to this? What are it's actually going for? Okay, because again, my mindset is I want to sell this card. I want to get the cash. I want to buy something else. I want to do something with the money. So I do more research, and maybe I find, oh, you know what? That card is really selling for $75. No wonder it didn't sell for 100. No wonder it didn't sell for 90. I got to drop my price to 75 or maybe $74. Especially if it's a card where there are a lot of listings. You put up a 89 upper deck Griffey ungraded. Okay, I don't know. Tons of listings, tons of competition. So if you're up here and everyone else is selling cards down here, you're not going to sell this card, in my mind, okay? You may get an occasional someone like, wow, someone actually paid that? That's great. But I don't know. So again, if the market's 75, I was really originally at 100, and I dropped it down to even 90, and I do more research, and I notice that card's selling for 75, it'd be in my best interest to reduce the price to $75 to try to sell that card. Okay. And so this term insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, popped into my head. And that's why I wanted to do this video of, I keep seeing these listings for, and some of them are for Boggs cards, but it's mainly these vintage PSA graded cards. And I don't know what these sellers are thinking. Maybe it's a case where they have this inventory and they know what they're in the card for. So, oh, well, hey, I bought this card for $80. All right. Well, I want to try to make some money. So, okay, maybe I'll list it for 90. Yeah, but the current price is 75. Well, I don't want to drop it down that low because I'm going to take a loss. Well, I mean, if you're in business, and a lot of people, again, with this market or hobby, it's some of these people buying, selling, which is fine, but selling cards to generate cash flow to buy something else. Okay. But if you look at it from a business standpoint, there may come a time where the market forces, the old supply and demand, states that, okay, I need to generate cash flow for my business. I may have to take a loss on this one item, and maybe because of where the market is, and maybe I'll take that money and hopefully invest it or buy into additional inventory at a better opportunity or better time, and I can maybe make money off of that card. But to say that, and I've come across this. There was one, I think maybe this is going back to 2015 2015. I don't think it was the 2019 National, but there was a Wade Boggs one of one, really nice patch auto. Maybe it was Topps Destiny. Anyway, the guy had it for like $995 or something like that. And I'm like, I don't know if he actually said that he's in. Because I said, well, what's your lowest price? Or I don't know. I maybe said, well, yeah, I wouldn't be in. I wouldn't be willing to go more than like 300 or 400 or something like that. He goes, oh, I'm in way more than that. Well, okay, that's not my problem as a buyer. I know what maybe other one of one Destinies are going for. This is what I'm willing to pay. Yeah, you have a nice copy, but it's not my fault that you paid more for it and are trying to get a profit on that when all the others are selling for lower. So I don't know. I'd like your opinion. Am I wrong? Am I missing something? I just don't understand some of the sellers. I mean, at least if these sellers had buy it now, and a lot of them I'm seeing, especially on the vintage, they're buy it nows, but no best offer. Now I know there's been some advice of, hey, just reach out to the seller anyway. Maybe you can work out a deal. It's a lot easier as a buyer. It's a lot easier to click on that offer button, put an offer in, hit submit, and start a negotiation that way, as opposed to try to do some end around through eBay and still maybe pay through PayPal to be protected in case a sale goes bad and all that stuff. For me, it's just too much of a hassle to try to work out a deal when the seller initially doesn't seem to be interested in accepting a lower offer. So sellers, if at least they had a best offer, okay, I think I should get $100, but I'll be willing to accept offers. And as a buyer, I'm like, hey, you're at 100. These same cards are selling for 75. I'll offer you 75. And if I get that as a seller, I get that offer, 75. Well, let me check. Well, you know what? Yeah, the cards are going for 75, maybe counter at 80. Okay, give me a little bit, work with me a little bit. Well, maybe the sellers say, okay, it's a really nice example, whatever, I'll be willing to pay 80. Another example is there's this one particular seller of vintage cards, and I don't want to name, there's no point in specifically pointing them out, but as an example, I don't think they have a brick and mortar store. I do believe they have a website. So I think they sell cards on the website, and they also put stuff on eBay. Now, I don't know if they jacked the prices up on eBay a little bit for counteract for the fees and other things like that. I'm not sure. I didn't research it a lot. But at least what they have on eBay, and I'm pretty sure they're all buy it nows. That they may run some auctions, but regardless, I'm scrolling through a card and I'll see a price that just jumps out at me. I'm like, they want what for this? Now, again, I understand, for example, PSA 7 graded vintage cards. Not all PSA 7s look the same. All right. You could have a PSA 7 that's off centered, a PSA 7 that's sharp cornered or has sharp corners but offset. Okay. There could be varying degrees in the eye appeal of a PSA 7. And I do have to give them credit. They have sharp looking cards regardless of what the grade is. So they have some, again, quality cards. And there is something to be said for paying some sort of premium for in my mind, a well-centered card, regardless of the grade. But they're taking that to the extreme. I mean, literally, I'll look up a card's comp. And because when I see this pricing, but there's no way that this PSA 7 is worth this much. And I look at the comps, and it's like less than half, and sometimes even greater difference from what this seller wants for that card and what they're selling for, say, on eBay or other auction houses. And the first thing that pops in my head is, are they selling any of their cards I mean, to me, I mean, it's a business. They have it's a website that their business is selling and probably buying, but buying and selling baseball cards, sports cards. I think they do multiple sports. Anyway, my thought is like, do they actually sell any of the cards that they have for sale? I'm sure they do, and maybe they get some people to pay those prices. It's not going to be me. I mean, I just don't. I I don't know. I don't understand it, and so to me, it flies in the face of sane selling practices, I guess, which is why the title of this video is eBay Insanity. If you list a card that you want to sell and it doesn't sell at that price, the market is telling you that you have the price too high. And if you want to sell that card, you have to change your philosophy on the price that you are asking for it. To me, that doesn't seem too hard of a concept. Now, you may in your heart say, yeah, but I really think this card is worth that much, is worth more than that. I really want to get X amount. I want to get that $100 for that card. Well, okay. Then, again, this is all about doing your homework as a seller. Wait, just pull that card. Don't list it. Wait until maybe prices go back up. You may have to wait a year. You may have to wait 2 years, depending on the card and various factors. But if you want to get $100 for that card, you may have to wait until similar cards are selling for around $100. Then you list your card, then you can sell it for $100, and I'm like, okay, now I'm happy. But I don't get it. If I have a card for sale, one, I'm going to do my homework up front, and I'm going to know what the comps are, and maybe go right below, just under the comps, or something close to it, right? Because I want to sell it. So, yeah, there it is. So again, I would love to know in the comments what you think. Am I missing something? Do you agree with me? Am I getting it right? Have you noticed cards that you're looking at being relisted all the time at the same price? I don't want to say I'm frustrated, because honestly, heck, you're free to do whatever you want. You could list a 1990 Topps common card and put $1 million buy it now price on it on eBay. I don't care. Go ahead and do it. You're not going to sell it, but nothing's stopping you from putting any price that you want on a card. All right, you're free to do that. So I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that, hey, this shouldn't be allowed or anything crazy like that. All right. But if you're a seller and you want to sell a card, do your homework, price it accordingly. And chances are, if you do that, you'll sell the card. So again, would appreciate any comments. If you like what I had to say, would appreciate a thumbs up. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.